Hello, beautiful people. It's Celia Zanyele here. If you're coming across this YouTube channel for the first time, welcome. If you're a return subscriber, my day one subscriber, my constant supporter, you are welcome and thank you so much. While watching these videos, please remember to watch the adverts. Thank you. In this video, I want to talk about two things. Ne? I'm not going to get into detail about them because the details of each, I find them to be, I don't know. I just want to talk about some principles with the matters, not necessarily the incidents themselves, but the principles that I feel like we lack as South Africans these days because of, I don't know, maybe it's a societal change or it's how we progress, but I feel like there are few things that we need to take into consideration, even if we say we are maybe progressing. Now, I want to talk about the Londie London issue. Londie London, there are rumors that she has downgraded from whatever position that she was, and she's now said to be way below the expectation of the society of how they knew her to be at that time. Now, I don't want to get into the details of what she has, what she doesn't have now, because I don't think any of those things have been guaranteed up until now. But the fact of the matter is, I am bothered by the way people are dealing with it, the way people are talking about it. Some talk about it very eagerly, as in like, wow, she has downgraded, it's something to laugh about. And some maybe they just want to, out of curiosity, to confirm if that is indeed true, so that they can be reminded that, oh, okay, really, that means this can happen to anyone. If it has happened to her, but it can happen to anyone. My worry out of all this is how she may perceive it when it gets to her, when it gets to her ears. What does it do to her? What does it do to her mental health? Because if any of the said things are true, if any of the things that are said are true, like for example, if it is true that she has maybe moved back with her parents, if that is true, that is something that can be done by anyone. That is something that can be done by a person that really has a great family support system. When things are bad, that is an option that many people need to know, that they can take that option without feeling any guilt that if they do, then that means they have failed as human beings. Because what I'm afraid of is, remember, these people are known. That's number one. They are celebrities. Number two, if they things happen to them, there are many people that look up to them. The way they solve their problems can set precedence into many people who are looking at them. So if we are going to say it is wrong for this person to have moved from that relationship to back to their home, if that is true, because we are not even sure, what is so wrong about that? Aren't we in a position where we want to encourage our young girls that, yes, try a relationship, but if it's not working, leave it? And sometimes when they leave it, remember, they do not have any other measures of sustaining themselves, and maybe going back home, it can be the only option. What is so wrong about it? If it's going to be a matter that people are laughing at, there are people that are looking at that and seeing that, oh, Londie London is being laughed at. I do not want to be laughed at as well. Now we are discouraging many people that are looking at Londie London from acting the way she is said to be acting, like seeking refuge in her family. We are looking down on it. Whereas it is an option that people, and particularly young people, particularly everybody that is looking up to Londie London as an example, is looking at Londie London, and if she rises up from there again and goes up, this was going to be a way in which somebody would say, oh, Londie London was there, and at some point she was forced by circumstances to be there, and here she is, she's shooting up again. Because if a person goes back to their family, doesn't mean that their life has ended. But if we are going to laugh at Londie London, we are now forcing her to act in a certain way in which that may be not authentic for her. And as a result, that can make her suffer even more. Just for the sake of, she could be tired of being laughed at. She could be, she could feel like, wow, I cannot go back home. If people see me at home, they would think that I'm down and out. Let me not look like I'm down and out. What are we saying? Are we forcing people now to pretend to be what they are not? I'm worried about that. I am worried about how she is taking it herself, because she may be depressed. I mean, a breakup on its own, and which I believe that one has been confirmed, that she has broken up from Thlubi, that can be emotionally taxing on its own. Remember, there are 2 kids involved. That is adding to the emotional tax as well. So she is going through hell. Now, to see her name trending for a negative light of her being portrayed as a person that has failed, to a point where she said she has downgraded from whatever car that she was driving. Now she's driving a Tez. What are we saying? If she's driving a Tez, what is so wrong about it? If Tez is a mode of transport that she only has right now, are we saying now she has to go and beg for friends to at least borrow her a car that is classier than a Tez, at an expense of pretending that she owns the car, whereas maybe she doesn't? What is it that we are creating in our society? What if a person what if Londie London just wanted to start afresh? It's fine, and says it's fine from here onwards. I'm not going to depend on any man. I am grouping myself and my thoughts. I am backtracking so that I can restart things afresh. I can start afresh and build my own foundation by myself without the help of any man. Are we not creating more women that are dependent on men, on fear of, if they were depending on men, and then if they go back, they get out of the wings of those men, they are exposed that they do not have anything that is their own, and then they decide that I want to start afresh on myself? Are we not pushing those women to say, I'm afraid people are going to laugh at me. What are we doing to the mental health of these women? What are we creating in our girls? What are we doing to that lady that was planning that, you know what, maybe I've been a slay queen for a certain period of time, but I'm tired of slay queening ways. I want to earn things and I want to earn them by myself. What are we saying to her? By laughing at Londie London, I'm afraid we are taking things step backwards. We are backtracking on our way, because on the other hand we preach something, but on the other hand we also are backtracking on the way that we are preaching. On the other hand, we are forcing children, particularly girls. I'm talking about this more over and over again because we are more worried about girls, guys. We all know that we live in a world that is using girls, where girls also are able to use their looks, their stature, their beauty looks to get things easier in a way. So what are we doing? What are we saying? What is it that we want? Do we want them to stay in their relationships, even if they are not working, just for the sake of I'm here for the money? Are we saying girls should choose themselves, or no, they should choose the things that they have in the relationships that they have? That is just what I'm worried about with this Londie London thing. I wish she is strong enough to withstand whatever is coming her way. And now there is a paternity issue. Now, if there is a paternity issue, now I'm beginning to suspect this Hlubi guy, that maybe now he doesn't want to maintain the kids. Now he starts with the tactics and whatever, just to make Londie feel bad. And what I've realized is many people, when they split, they want to see their partners go down. They want to see you go down to a point where you are nothing. You are a spectacle that people can laugh at, and they would do anything, including bad-mouthing you to other people, creating stories that are non-existent, just to have people have a certain perception of you, so that when it reaches you, it breaks your soul, hoping that when it breaks your soul, it will break you as a person, and you will live up to their standard, which is nothing. And I just hope that it's not Hlubi behind all these rumors. I hope it's not Hlubi that is on a mission to break Londie. And I hope Londie is strong enough to withstand all these things that are happening, because her children are very, very young. They need their mother, and they need their strong mother through all this. I just hope. And then another story, guys, the story of Inno Morolong, guys. Innocentia Morolong. Many of you do know I've been worried about that girl for a while now. I've been so worried, but I made a choice at some point that I didn't want to talk about her anymore. But what they did recently, I was just watching. I've been watching their lives, because I'm following them on Instagram, and whenever they go live, I would get notifications to say so and so is going live, so and so is going live. And then it so happened that after they've done their shenanigans, which I'm not going to even talk about, the minute I got a notification to say Tebogo was going live, I felt like, hey, let me go there. And I went into a live. Yo, I found myself crying. When she cried, I also cried. When she cried about how this is affecting her child, I found myself crying. I found myself crying because I felt that this was bigger than her. This was bigger than her family. This was bigger than her son. When she said these people, Inno and Doro, spoiled their moment when she was supposed to have taken her child to school on Wednesday, and she couldn't do that freely. She was supposed to be happy and free to take her child and be excited to take her child for the first day of the year to school. And I think her son is going to either a new school or maybe to a high school. I'm not so sure, but it felt like she had intentions of taking her son to school for the first time this Wednesday when schools reopened, and she couldn't do that. She said they spoiled that for her. I felt it. And it reminded me again of how, as a society and in our country, how we have lost faith in our justice system. Tebogo has opened a case a while ago against Innocentia. And I do know that there was also a protection order harassment order that said should not talk about Tebogo at all. I remember that there were lives when she was saying no. When she was talking, she would talk about Tebogo but not mention Tebogo's name. There was a time when she was not even talking about Tebogo at first. Then she started talking about Tebogo, but she would not mention a name. And she did mention that there was an order against her. And there was a case at the court. And that they did appear at the court. So, the court did not save Tebogo from Inno. The court did not protect Tebogo from Inno. And now Inno is gathering more and more support for herself. She now has the support of Musakaula. She now has the support of Doro Mongy. She now has the support of the popcorn room. She's gathering support for her behaviors. Now my worry is how far is the court in all this matter? Because I do know that Tebogo has filed for defamation and she had also filed for harassment order. Why this girl has not been arrested yet? Because I do know that there is a harassment order against her. Why or is it Tebogo not exercising her right to the harassment order? I do not understand. I really don't understand. Why is Inno so brave enough to go against the orders of the court? Are our courts that lightweight, guys? Our courts seem to be, man, man. I feel like they're it cannot be that there is a court that is ongoing about the case, but the person is free to do what she does to a point where she takes steps higher than the ones that she took, the ones that had caused the court to have a case ongoing in the first place. I fail to understand it. I really do fail to understand that. How can Tebogo not have the rights to that point? And for Inno to go to the length of posting somebody's nudes on the internet like that, it's, my goodness. And now I don't know whether she is trying to justify what she has done to say, because now people are questioning, where did she get all that? So that means when she was staying at Tebogo's place, she was taking all this evidence, keeping it on her phone, knowing very well she's gonna use it later. Now, what I've noticed yesterday, she was ongoing about trying to make us feel like, no, she had gotten this evidence from OnlyFans account. Even if she has gotten from the OnlyFans account, for her to record it, to screen record it, if that's what happened, what were her intentions in the first place? And it is strange that Tebogo had given the evidence that actually she was financially supporting the two of them. These people that are fighting her now are people that she once supported months after months after months. When you look at, and some of the transactions were happening within 1 month. These people were literally her dependents. And now they are out here doing this to her. So it shows that money can never buy love, can never buy honesty, it can also never buy loyalty. Those things are things that are there, that cannot be bought by anything. We must always remember that. And we must also remember that it is highly likely that the people that you are helping are the ones that will come and bite you. So don't expect that when you support people, when we help people, that those people will value your input, will value your support to them. Only time will tell who is loyal, who is not. Not even any amount of money can do that for anyone. But it is disgraceful, Shem. I do not want to lie. It is disgraceful. I just hope and pray that Tebogo is opening a case and she keeps on the cases. And I know our South African courts are very tiring, guys. It's very tiring to follow up with court processes, and it's easier to give up. So she may have given up on some court cases some way. She may have not have shown up for some court appearances because maybe she felt like this girl was now because sometimes, you know what, when you are tired of going to the court now and then, and when you feel like a person maybe has subsided, then you start feeling like, you know what, let me not go. I hope it's not the case, because I fail to understand, where does the bravery come from for a person who knows that there is a case against her that is ongoing already, to do what she had done, to do what Inno has done. If you want to know full stories of what was happening, please go to the pages of the Salty Entertainment, Mgosi Entertainment, and Josie Tube. Those three, I do know that you will be able to follow up what was happening. For those who do not know what I'm talking about, please visit those 3 channels and maybe more other channels, but I do know that these 3 will give you a clear picture, because they also have got the actual recordings of the lives that these people are holding, talking about Tebogo Thobejane. When Doro said she had to give up her couch because Tebogo Thobejane was sitting on it, and for the whole week it was smelling, her house was smelling whatever. And guys, I don't know, for some reason I just do know that that was intended to make Tebogo feel bad. There is no such a thing. I don't know her, but I just feel that it's a lie. It is just a lie, just a pure lie. I feel like that in my bones, that it was just intended to make her feel bad, to make her child feel bad, to make her, everybody that knows her, that is related to her, feel very, very bad. It cannot be. But why such a threat though? And Doro Mongy, she had started a podcast. So I do believe Tebogo when she says because she was to start her podcast, she wanted numbers for a podcast, but there's no way to look for numbers for a podcast, guys. Doro Mongy, guys, even if like some things will leave you like wondering. So if Doro Mongy wants to tell the truth one day, to say, it's a lie, I changed the couches because I wanted my couches to look like Kim Kardashian, which is what her friend said, that that was not the truth. Because that friend, I remember that friend was always in her lives. That guy, is it Tato or who? He was forever in her lives. So when he says no, but it's not a lie, she changed couches because she wanted to match somebody's couches. It was not because they were smelling. I believe him. Now I'm thinking, how do you fix things after putting somebody on blast like that, to say they were smelling? I even had to change my one day when she comes back to her senses and she wants to apologize to Tebogo. How is it going to be like when she apologizes, to say no, it was not even true, what I said was not even true? Guys, hatred is such a bad thing. But as for Inno to be this obsessed with Tebogo must tell us the truth. If their relationship had ever maybe crossed a line to a point where it's no longer just a friendship, it's like there's some form of intimacy that went on. I don't know, somehow, man. And somebody said this in their channel as well, and that was my thought, that man, this is beyond obsession. This is beyond friendship obsession. It's like, now when she posted her nudes, and remember, Inno has self-confessed to be bisexual, that she does date women and men. Amen. I just hope it's not that, because amen, the obsession is too much. The obsession is too much. Imagine if a friend is taking your nude pictures, keeping them in their phone, for what? That means she was using them for some pleasure. And now that things have turned sour, she is thinking, what is it that I can make her feel very, very bad about? Let me post this on the social internet, because like it does not make sense. It really does not. There is something off. There is something fishy. There is just something that does not add up. Why? And I think her friends as well. Are they even her friends? That Tebogo and that other lady, Kanyesa, they also have the same suspicion. You know what? No matter what, nothing gives a right to be going out on Tebogo like this. Hey man, she's frantic. She's obsessed. Yo, I've never seen such a thing in my life. Good rough. Can please we take care of ourselves and our circles of friends and families. Guys, these two things have bothered me, and I finally got the courage to talk about them in a video. Thank you so much for watching. If you can share, please share. Please like the video and comment in the comment section. Tell me how you feel about all this, and thank you. Bye bye.